Have you ever wondered how a single individual can reshape the world? How their ambition, vision and power can spark revolutions and leave an impact felt centuries later? In this episode of Epic Time Journeys, we explore the stories of three towering figures: Napoleon Bonaparte, Simon Bolivar and Catherine the Great. Each one led revolutions that redefined empires, sparked movements and forever altered the course of history. But how did they rise to such power? And what is the legacy they left behind that still shapes our world today? First, let's journey to France in the late 18th century, a time of chaos and revolution. As the monarchy crumbled and France teetered on the edge of collapse, one man would seize the opportunity to bring order and ultimate control. Napoleon Bonaparte, once a low-ranking officer from the island of Corsica, quickly rose through the military ranks thanks to his brilliant tactics and fearless leadership. In 1799, at the age of just 30, Napoleon would stage a coup, declaring himself first consul of France. But Napoleon's ambitions didn't stop there. In 1804, he crowned himself Emperor of the French, becoming one of the most powerful men in Europe. His military campaigns stretched across the continent, spreading revolutionary ideals of equality and citizenship, but also devastation and war. By 1812, Napoleon had reshaped Europe, but his conquests came at a cost. His invasion of Russia led to his downfall, and by 1815 he was defeated at Waterloo. Yet even in defeat, his legacy endured. Napoleon's Napoleonic Code, a legal system based on merit and equality, remains the foundation of many legal systems across the world today. While Napoleon reshaped Europe across the Atlantic, another revolutionary leader was on a mission to liberate an entire continent. Simon Bolivar, known as El Libertador, led the charge to free South America from centuries of Spanish colonial rule. Born into wealth in modern-day Venezuela, Bolivar's early life was steeped in privilege, but it was his journey to Europe that ignited his revolutionary fire. Inspired by the Enlightenment and the revolutions in America and France, Bolivar returned home determined to break the chains of colonial oppression. Bolivar's campaigns were grueling. From Venezuela to Colombia, Ecuador, Peru and Bolivia, he faced both brutal conditions and political betrayal. Yet by 1825, Bolivar had helped liberate much of South America, establishing independent republics in the process. Though his vision of a unified South America ultimately fell apart, Bolivar's legacy as a symbol of freedom and independence remains powerful today. Countries across Latin America still honor him as a founding father, and his dream of a united continent continues to inspire movements for justice and equality. Meanwhile, in the cold expanse of Russia, a German princess would rise to become one of the most influential rulers in Russian history: Catherine the Great. In 1762, after a coup against her husband, Catherine took the throne and embarked on a reign that would transform Russia into a global power. Catherine wasn't just a ruler. She was a reformer, a patron of the arts and a student of the Enlightenment. Under her leadership, Russia expanded its borders, modernized its economy and became a cultural beacon in Europe. But her reign wasn't without controversy. Despite her admiration for Enlightenment ideals, Catherine faced rebellions from the serfs, Russia's peasants who lived in near slavery. Her reign is remembered both for its achievements and its contradictions, expanding imperial power while maintaining a rigid class system. So, what unites these three revolutionary figures? Napoleon, Bolivar, and Catherine the Great. They all rose from unexpected beginnings to lead revolutions that forever changed their nations. Their lives were marked by triumph and failure, but their impact is undeniable. Laws, borders, and political movements that define our world today can be traced back to the decisions they made. Napoleon's legal reforms, Bolivar's fight for independence, Catherine's cultural influence, these are not relics of the past. They are part of the world we live in today. The leaders we choose, the freedoms we enjoy, and the borders that define nations are all echoes of their revolutions. Their journeys remind us of the power of individual ambition and vision. They challenge us to consider how the actions of a single leader can ripple through time, changing not only their present, but shaping the future. If you enjoyed this exploration of history's revolutionary figures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more journeys through the epic moments that define our world.